My first solo. I had rehearsed for months. I'd been in dozens of plays. This was my first musical, standing on the apron of the stage right before intermission. What happened? Halfway through the song, I forgot the words. What did I do? I shrugged my shoulders and walked off stage. I quit. That night, I quit. As an adult, and particularly as an educator, I've asked myself, why did I quit? Why do people quit? And more importantly, I asked myself, why did I quit some things but not others? And I did quit some things: football, baseball, piano. I quit them all. But I didn't quit everything. I ran for student council a bunch of times, and I lost. Eventually, I won. I wanted to quit my first year teaching. I didn't quit, but I did start a master's degree in a totally different field, so that when I did quit, I'd be able to pay my bills. 5 years later, I was Teacher of the Year in the 6th largest school district in America. The question I asked myself as an adult, and particularly as an educator, was why did I quit some things but not others? Why do people quit some things but not quit other things? I think the answer has to do with mindset. In some contexts and for some tasks, I had what Stanford University professor Carol Dweck would call a fixed mindset. And for other tasks and in other contexts, I had what Dr. Dweck would call a growth mindset. Sometimes I believed that my abilities could develop with effort. And sometimes I ascribed to a belief that no matter what I could do, my ability couldn't change. We've subscribed to a myth in our country and in our society about fixed abilities. And the place that mindset is most apparent is in our belief about intelligence. See, we think that intelligence doesn't change. We think that IQ is immutable. We think that if we take the IQ test at one age, that whenever we take it again, it'll be about the same. And in fact, that is wrong. Researchers at the University of South Florida did an experiment with a large group of children. They gave these children an IQ test. And after they gave them the IQ test, they divided the kids into 3 groups based on their scores on the IQ test. They had a high IQ group. Their average IQ was about 120 on that first test. A medium IQ group, their average was about 100. And then a low IQ group. Their average IQ was 79. Then they divided the children into 2 groups, a treatment group and a control group. And they gave both groups the IQ test again. For the treatment group, they did something really, really special. They promised those children that for every correct answer, they would get an M&M. For the control group, they didn't do anything and no promises of M&Ms. And what did the researchers find? They found that the children in the control group, wherever they were the first time they took that IQ test, is right where they were the second time. If they were in the high IQ group, their average was still in that range. Medium IQ group, same story. For the treatment group, they found something remarkable. If the children in the treatment group who were promised an M&M for every correct answer were in the high IQ group the first time they took the test, they found no change. For the kids in the medium IQ group, they found no change also. But for the kids in the low IQ group who took the test the first time and had an average IQ among them of 79, they found, with the promise of one M&M, that their average IQ the second time was equal to that of the children in the medium IQ group. One M&M, one more IQ test, and the belief that we have that shapes so much of what we think about ourselves and others had disappeared. Smart, then, is not what you are, but what you do. Smart is not what you are, but what you can get. Now, if that's true, then we'd see it play out in other ways. And in fact, we have. Researchers have studied the effect of a growth mindset on achievement in many, many contexts. They assigned 8th graders a mentor. The control group of 8th graders had a mentor who gave them a message about the danger of drugs. And the treatment group of 8th graders heard a message from their mentor about the malleable nature of intelligence, that our brain, like any other muscle, can grow with effort, and that struggle is normal and something all of us can overcome. At the end of the year, on the standardized statewide assessment for the entire state of Texas, the students who heard a message about growth mindset, that our ability can develop, performed better on that assessment than children who heard the message about the danger of drugs. Another study, another situation, same outcome. In that case, the treatment group of children received a study skills workshop over 8 weeks. They found in that group of children who received a study skills workshop over 8 weeks that their achievement was about what you would expect. For the other group of children in this study, the children who received a message about the malleable nature of intelligence, that the brain, like any other muscle, can grow with effort, that struggle is normal and something we all experience, their achievement was higher. College students, white and African American college students, a 1-hour session at the beginning of their freshman year in college had the effect 4 years later upon graduation that tripled the number of African American students in the top 25% of their graduating class. Adults learning a new computer skill received a fixed mindset message, and some received a growth mindset message. Those adults learning a new computer skill who heard the message about growth mindset had less anxiety than the adults who heard a fixed mindset message. So smart is not what you are, but what you do. And if you think you can or think you can't, you'll be right. A teacher here in Florida told me recently about a scheduling mix-up at her school. And all of a sudden, kids who had never signed up for an honors level science class, nor believed that they could do honors level science work, were in an honors level science class. And this teacher told me that they were keeping up. And she said to me, maybe honors is a mindset all children can have. If you think they can, or if you think they can't, they'll prove you right. I wonder what more of the world could have been mine had I a consistent growth mindset from the earliest of ages. Our mindsets are the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves. The growth mindset is a message of can't yet, while the message of a fixed mindset is just can't. Maybe if I had had a message of can't yet, maybe now that I do, I'll give singing another try. Thank you.